Here's the uncomfortable truth about Fail2ban. It can fail completely silently, and you'd never know. Welcome to Stage 04 Production Operations, where we stop building and start keeping things alive. In this lesson, we'll layer 4 defenses against silent failure. The built-in commands first, then a Prometheus exporter, a Grafana dashboard, and finally, the alert hygiene that keeps your inbox sane. And it all starts with the cheapest health check there is: Fail2ban client status. Before we reach for tooling, look at the 4 shapes silent failure actually takes in production. A filter regex quietly stops matching after a service upgrade. Fail2ban regex on the live log will show 0 hits where it used to show hundreds. Log rotation can orphan the tail, leaving Fail2ban reading an empty inode while the real log fills up elsewhere. Slow scanners slip under volumetric thresholds, never tripping max retry. And the classic, someone adds a 16 to ignore IP temporarily, forgets, and 65,000 addresses go immune. Each one is invisible until you measure for it. So before reaching for Prometheus or anything fancy, start with what's already on the box. 3 commands cover 90% of debugging. First, Fail2ban client status confirms the daemon is alive and shows every jail it loaded. Then status with a jail name drills in, currently failed, currently banned, and crucially the file list, so you can verify it's actually tailing the path you think it is. And finally, get SSHD ban time. That returns what the running daemon believes, not what jail.local says on disk. If those disagree, you forgot to reload. From there, the next layer is the log itself. Every meaningful event lands in var log fail2ban.log, and there are really only 5 patterns worth memorizing. Found means a regex matched and the counter ticked up. Ban means it crossed max retry. Unban means ban time expired and the rule came off. Then the 2 you actually care about. An error about no log file means your filter is tailing nothing. Silent failure. And a warning about too many bans usually means ignore IP isn't catching a range it should. Once you know these 5 shapes, a quick tail piped into grep, see ban, gives you a recent ban count in 1 line. Grep is fine for a quick sanity check, but you don't want to be tailing logs at 3 in the morning. So the next layer up is Prometheus. The Fail2ban Prometheus exporter is a tiny Go binary that tails the same log file and exposes a metrics endpoint. 5 commands and you're done. Download the release, drop the binary into USR local bin, write a small systemed unit pointing at your fail2ban.log on port 9191, enable it, and curl the endpoint. When you see Fail2ban, jail, banned current, and Fail2ban, jail, banned total coming back with real numbers, you've got time series data on every ban event, ready to scrape. Now the exporter throws about 20 metrics at you, but realistically 6 of them carry the signal you actually care about. Watch Fail2ban up to know the exporter itself is alive, jail count to confirm your jail's loaded, banned current as a live gauge, and rate of banned total to catch attack spikes. Then errors, total for daemon health, and a log line gap check for the silent failure case. One quick note: the totals are counters, so wrap them in rate. The gauges you can query straight. With those metrics flowing into Prometheus, the temptation is to import some massive community dashboard with 47 panels. Resist it. You only need 4. A stat panel summing banned current gives you the headline number. A time series of the ban rate by jail shows attack waves rolling in. A time series of currently banned per jail is your silent failure detector. If a normally busy jail flatlines, you see it immediately. And a table of the top 10 most banned IPs over 24 hours gives you forensics and a feel for who keeps coming back. Dashboards tell you what's happening on one host, but once you're running Fail2ban across a fleet, you need the raw logs in one place too. Forward every fail2ban.log to a central store, Loki, Elastic, OpenSearch, whatever you already run, and suddenly you can ask, Show me every ban of this IP across all 23 servers in the last hour and get an answer in seconds. This Fluent bit config does exactly that. Tail the log, parse it, and critically stamp every record with the hostname so cross-server queries actually work. Now, with all that visibility in place, there's one failure mode left that nobody talks about: alerting that drowns itself. Picture 500 SSH bans in 5 minutes. That's 500 emails, and the one notification that actually mattered is buried somewhere on page 7. So, 3 rules. First, buffer and dedupe at the source. Send mail buffered, Slack rate limits, aggregation per jail. Second, alert on trends, not events. A single ban is noise, a 10-fold rate spike, or a jail going silent for a day is signal. And third, tier your escalations. Slack for spikes, email for silence, pager duty only when the exporter itself is dead. Never page on tier 1. So let's zoom out and see the whole pipeline end to end. Fail2ban writes to its log, the exporter tails that log and serves metrics on port 9191, Prometheus scrapes every 15 seconds, Grafana queries Prometheus for the dashboards, and Alert Manager fans out to pager duty or Slack when a rule trips. And the latency budget matters. A ban happens at T0, and you're paged roughly 5 minutes later. Most of that is the deliberate 4-5 and mid window that keeps single events from waking you up. With that pipeline in your head, here's everything you actually picked up in this lesson. 6 skills, layered on top of each other. Spotting the silent failure modes, running the 3 diagnostic commands, reading the 5 log patterns at a glance, standing up the Prometheus exporter, building a focused 4-panel Grafana board, and applying alert hygiene so you get paged on trends, not noise. Next time someone asks if Fail2ban is actually working, you don't guess. You point at the dashboard. So that's lesson 10 in the bag. Silent failure detection, Prometheus and Grafana running, logs shipping, alerts tiered. You can now see your Fail2ban, but seeing it isn't the same as surviving it. In Lesson 11, we plan for the day someone runs RM on the wrong directory, what to back up, how to move ban lists between servers, and how to recover when the config is just gone. See you there.